Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everyone. My name is Zaria Rayleigh Jack Rain. I am the creator of this free 30-day challenge to help you get ready for change and embrace the power in your life. Uh, it is through a business that I've created called Pampered and Luxed, and that business is a luxury mindfulness business. I really want to make sure that people understand and actually get to the root of what it is to feel pampered and luxed, not just the superficial and physical side of things. It's really a feeling that you can have and maintain and grow. But first, you have to figure out who you are and what's going on inside of you. Okay. And that's what this free 30-day challenge to get you ready for change is to do. So today is day 19. Wow, that happened really fast. There's only like 10 days left, or 11 rather. And I'm very excited for this next 30 days as well, because we are not just here to only be here for the 30 days for September. Like we're here for now. Like we're here for good. So make sure you follow at Pampered and Lux on Instagram, on YouTube, wherever you're watching. Hit the bell notification. Make sure you are here and ready, and you get the notifications when we launch off with the next version of a free 30-day challenge or just the next set of resources to give you. I'm feeling some affirmational vibes to definitely go for. So maybe next month will be more about really just affirming the new beliefs, not really questioning the old ones anymore, because we already know what the old ones are. But we're going to go ahead and jump into day 19. I want to literally jump straight into day 19. I don't think I did daily gratitude affirmation or um appreciation yesterday. So I want to do some really deep, in-depth ones. I think we just did some base affirmations yesterday and I shared those, but we're definitely going to do some affirmations. I want to go through the daily worksheet, the daily reset that is down below for free in the description box that you guys can use every single day. You can print it out or edit the PDF as is. And I can show you guys a free software that I actually personally use to edit that software, or excuse me, to edit that document without having to like download and convert and doing, I don't have to do too much. I can just edit it for free. Don't have to have an Adobe or anything paid for. And I'll show you guys that as well. But first, let us go ahead and get into day 19. I want to start off day 19 with our pledge. We haven't done it every single day. I do recommend doing it every single day just to remind yourself what the pledge is. But here is that pledge, and I'm just going to go for it right now. I pledge to commit to spending intentional and fully present time with myself for 30 days. I pledge to commit to spending, first of all, that's a bit redundant. I apologize. I realized that as I was uploading a blog post the other day that to pledge to commit is a little redundant. So let us go ahead and let me start over. I pledge to spending intentional and fully present time with myself for 30 days. I pledge to spending intentional and fully present time with myself for 30 days. Why did I even That's what I meant to do. I pledge to spend intentional and fully present time with myself for 30 days. So, for day 19 of this 30-day challenge, the free Get Ready for Change 30-day challenge, here is our prompt. I want you to go ahead and write it down before I even explain it. This is one of the ones that I really want you to hone in on what you're feeling and what works for you specifically. And this is all about you. If you have any confusion, you can also consult. Um, let's see, there are some other daily prompts that we did already that you can consult. Hmm. Okay. I would say you can definitely consult your day 5 just to see the type of things that you said to yourself to help you realize that, you do have skills and knowledge that you possess. Because that's something that helps you understand how to see yourself in a more positive light. So if you want to consult any of your previous journaling, you can look at day 5 a little bit for that, the graceful aspects of how you treat yourself. um and yes, so once you've written that down, we're going to go ahead and go for it. Give everyone a few more seconds. So for day 19 of this free 30-day Get Ready for Change challenge to help you embrace your power, how can I extend empathy towards myself in ways that I do others? How can I be more graceful with myself? So if you feel like, if you're already like, I know the answers in your writing, keep going. But if you're like, I don't even know how to answer this, I don't even know what empathy I show towards others, like, I don't think I'm a very like good or nice person. If you have like even all of those thoughts about yourself, I want you to ask yourself some of these questions. Uh-oh. I want you to ask yourself some of these questions. So ask yourself, in what ways do you currently extend empathy to other people? That's really just another way um, to ask this question in two different parts. This question right here, if it feels like I don't even know how I extend empathy towards other people, just ask that question to yourself first. And then you want to ask yourself, where do you feel like you're currently failing or not your best self? I will also want you to maybe even ask yourself, what negative things do I think and feel about myself? So that's another way you can try to sort of hone in on this answer. And this way of answering is to basically prompt yourself into the answer you're looking for. It helps you really dive, like it's diving deeper in a different way. So this is almost even a fourth um, analysis version. So and this version just you question yourself and you give yourself questions to help you narrow down on the answer if it feels like it may be too much to come out at first, or it may not even feel like the truth. Like whatever it is, if you're feeling like your answer, there's something just not complete or a whole or honest or just aligned. If it feels like that, you can use this sort of analysis version, which is really a continuing to question yourself and ask another question so you get to the answer. It helps you understand where is the disconnect with where I can meet myself in this question. Like, where is how can I bridge this gap to get myself to really understand what's going on here and actually give myself the answer I need in order to gain knowledge from myself? So, yes, that's just another, I would say it's definitely a fourth version of analysis. It's not one you need to have done analysis versions 1 through 3 for. If you've been here for, the days before, you've seen that on day 18, I showed you guys exactly how each analysis is done, what it does for you, how it helps you know more about yourself and just process more. And from there, it is up to you the type of analysis you choose to do for each prompt, how deep you choose to go for each analysis, and everything in between. But this version, you don't have to do version 3, 2, and 1 first. But with version 3, you have to do version 1 and 2 to even get to version 3. And version 1, you can just do by itself. Version 4, you can do by itself. Version 2, you have to do with version 1 in order to get to version 2. Oh, wow. I'll go ahead and show you guys just that brief set of information here, and I still have a worksheet that I'm creating currently for you guys to make sure you have another free resource, not just a daily worksheet that helps you organize your life, but this analysis worksheet is to help you organize your thoughts and your journaling even more, just to help you keep it organized, like I said, while you're processing and understanding, so you can go back to it in the future a little bit easier. Analysis version 1 is just the why. Analysis version 2, you start to soothe and meet your inner child. And the only way to get to that is to start asking those why questions. Analysis version 3 is where you soothe and meet this new you. But in order to meet the new you, not only do you need to understand all the versions and the past beliefs you've had, but to soothe the new you, you need to understand what things have you always needed emotionally, spiritually, and mentally in order to be and feel secure and safe. What things may what things have you may have not had at all? What things have you always had that have kept you in that mode and that peace and safety? And you have to do versions 1 through 2 to even understand that. And then with version 4 that we're talking about today, which is really just if you feel like the question is a little too big of a chunk to understand, or you're not even sure how to tackle the question, you can basically question yourself into the answer by adding more questions to help break down this concept, to help break down the original journaling prompt. Okay. That's all I really want to talk about analysis wise for you guys. Uh, this is basically just those, we just talked about those, the questions that can help you, you know, answer this question. And you can also come up, you're really meant to come up with questions yourself to help you figure out, how am I even supposed to answer this? Because these are the questions and the phrasings that work for me to be able to answer this even more. Someone else, for how can I be more graceful with myself? They might not even know what grace is to them. So they would have to define grace. What does grace mean to me? What does grace feel like? So that may be where someone else is in their journey. They don't even understand what is grace, like what is true empathy, because I feel like I am expressing empathy towards myself, but I'm still beating myself up about things. So it's more so making sure you know what your weaknesses and what making sure you know what things you still need to learn, what things you still need to understand about yourself. Oh my gosh, what is with this? Oh, I had tortilla chips. Okay. So, with that being said, we'll go ahead and jump into daily gratitude. Oops, gratitude, daily affirmation, and daily appreciation. Okay. So, let's see. Which one would I like to address first? I'm going to address gratitude first because today I am grateful to have stress relieving and uh, peace inducing techniques like that includes my intentional breath work. That one's really been very like important to me recently. Anytime that I've just been feeling like the past is trying to drag me back, or feeling like everything around me isn't exactly meant to make me go where I'm going, or I feel like the world is kind of against me. Anytime I feel like that, I just decide to, you know what, let me breathe for a second. Let me release that because those are someone else's thoughts. That's not even me. That's not even how I think and feel because anytime I lean into that, it doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't give me more power in myself and in my actions. So it's obviously not for me. I think another thing I'm gonna say appreciating now that I've said that is I am proud of myself for knowing who I am, leaning into who I am, and supporting who I am through every action I take. That's what I'm proud of myself for doing, because the only reason I'm able to even be like, "You know what? Let me just breathe," and realize that that is not serving me, that thought isn't helping me do anything, is because I know myself and I know where my vision is, or what my vision is rather, and I know what support and needs I have, what support I need and what needs I have. So, it not only is important and imperative, but it just is now innate for me to make sure that I take actions that are for me and who I am as a person. It definitely has been a journey, and I will say it's still a journey. There are definitely ups and downs. I think I definitely had a down day less than 5 days ago, and I came on and I was like, "Yeah, today wasn't it, but I'm still here." And that me knowing myself and the fact that if I had stopped doing that challenge, I would have been disappointed in myself. I wouldn't have been in alignment with what things I'm to be doing right now. Okay. Then my daily affirmation for today, I just want to I want to affirm my peace and the fact that I am not responsible for other people's lives. I'm responsible for my life and me. So, yeah. I think a lot of people I just recently watched a interview of it was Kiki Palmer's podcast, and she was interviewing Tyler Perry, and he was saying, you know, it was a beautiful story, but he was like, "Yeah, I one of like the only main thing I wanted was to make sure I could take care of my mom until she passed because she was sick and she was working with children and it wasn't good for her. So I wanted to make sure I could retire her and she could live this life that was grander than she'd ever been able to." And now that he'd done that, he was like, "I'm completely fulfilled in life." And I think that society has taught a lot of us to believe that fulfillment comes through the serving of others. And I think the serving of others is a very noble mission. But I think unless it is literally genuinely all of who you are when you really dig deep down, you're going to end up unfulfilled and you're not going to actually end up in the place that is for you because it's not necessarily your purpose. It may be part of your mission, but it's not your purpose. I feel like for me, helping other people, teaching, giving resources, that sort of thing, I think that's part of my mission. But the way it was taught to me is that it was my purpose. And I know that my purpose is different. My purpose has more to do with making sure that what is in me comes out in a free manner, no matter where I am and no matter the audience size, even if it's just me in a mirror, like it doesn't matter. It comes out freely and it comes out in my way. That is sort of part of my purpose. But to say that only that and the fact that I'm serving other people through doing that is my purpose, I think that would be incorrect. Now, I'm not saying that's incorrect for other people like Mr. Tyler Perry that I was mentioning. I know that especially the way he mentioned it, it seems like that was part of his purpose, to make sure that he did that and he fulfilled that, and now he's extremely happy. Um, it seems. So for me, like I said, you have to make sure you hone in on what works for you. And what works for me is not what works for everybody else. What my purpose is not everybody else's purpose. What my mission is not everybody else's mission. And my missions may change depending on what turns I take on my journey, but they always fuel my purpose and they always make sure my purpose is being met in the end. Um, I did want to mention another peace inducing technique that I've been using, which is just literally releasing and letting go of words, phrases, and beliefs that others have told me and they don't serve me. The phrases and words don't serve me. And the phrases don't serve me. And when I say don't serve me, I mean, when you're thinking about it, is it something that uplifts you, empowers you, maybe even fuels you to do more? Is it something that ignites a fire in your spirit to make you want to do more? Or is it something that makes you feel bad about what you're already doing, about what you may not be doing, about choosing you? Whatever it makes you feel is how you know whether it serves you or not, especially the way that you're thinking about the phrase. The way that you think about the phrase may be different than the way it was said, than the way it was attended, than the way that it may actually have meant to be sent towards you. But however you think about the phrase, whatever feelings it's given you when you think about it, that's what you need to pay attention to, because if it's not helping you, you need to let that phrase go and find a new one that's going to help you push forward. Whatever is going to help you push forward, take action, do you, be you, those are the phrases to cling on to. The ones that make you feel down or put you in despair or just confusion, whatever phrases those are, you let those go. Let them go. And that's one of the techniques that has definitely been helping me, as well as more positive thinking. And I don't just mean like forcing things and saying like, "Oh, today's gonna be a great day," when you know that you're having like a bad day. Like that's not something I did on the day that I was having when I came on here and I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not feeling it, but I'm still here." The positive thinking that I reinforced with myself was, I can do this. I want to do this. This is something that I actually know I genuinely want to do. I don't have to do anything that I don't want to do while I'm there. And the only thing that needs to happen for me is for me to be able to feel comfortable when I get there. So I just gave myself whatever positive thinking I needed, which was literally those words, until I was ready to get on. And then I was like, you know what? My brain, myself would feel much happier if I added something new and interesting to my vibes and to just this day in general. And it also let me know that there was something I wasn't doing in complete alignment with myself. And I think that was the day I changed to this color changing cup, because I was using, about a month ago was the last time I, in the town I'm in, it's a small town, and there's one there's we just got like two new coffee shops, but they're not sit-in coffee shops. You can go through the drive-through and like get your coffee or whatever. We have a new tea shop here now that is open like from morning to early afternoon, but I like to work from afternoon to like late evening. And currently here, Starbucks is the only place that does that. I'm not a supporter of Starbucks at this point in my life. And I never really even liked their coffee. I really only went to sit down in places. I would get a free water, hot or cold. If I wanted it hot, I was literally using my own tea bags and the water. Of course, I'm drinking water every day. I drink a lot of water. So I had been reusing these 2 plastic cups that I had from Starbucks for probably over a month. Of course, I'm washing them, like, every other day or so to make sure that they're still clean, there's nothing growing or anything. But I just didn't feel like I was in complete alignment with myself in that way. And honestly, even with this cup, with my whole setup, I know that there are other things that I could still change to be in more alignment with myself. But the novelty of this chemical change from loss of heat, I love. And that's something that definitely is in alignment with me. The plastic concept is not. I would prefer a glass, or I honestly wouldn't prefer a metal, but I would prefer a glass or metal before I prefer this pink one, but they don't really do color changing. And this was something I just grabbed one day because it was on sale. It was $2 and I was able to actually fill it up and whatnot. And when I decided to open it, I was like, oh my God, there's this whole snack section, which I used for grapes. As you can see, the juices, it might still be in there. But I say all of that to say, I think one of the reasons I didn't feel as aligned in who I was on that day, I definitely was like, okay, there's things in my environment right now that don't feel like me, but I'm continuing to use them. And that's what I'm showing people. Even though I said I'm going to come on here as authentically as I can for me. Yeah, I got rid of those and I was like, yeah, let's just stick with this. Even though I wanted to wait until I move again to use it, I was like, no, it's important to me right now to be able to use this. So I'm gonna switch cups. And I did. I think that was something that made me feel a little bit better. And I also had to get into the groove of things. As you can see, I'm back on in the morning. If you're watching right now, like live, I'm back on in the morning. And I definitely think I don't think I realized how much that didn't feel good to me, especially because every single day I wouldn't really drink my water like that because I didn't want people to see that there was something I don't that doesn't actually feel good for me to be showing to other people, like, that I do, because I don't even really care to have it just as is, whether other people are seeing or not. But it's the fact that I said I was coming here in full alignment with myself, being honest, making sure that I am being me and there's no cut arounds for it. That I was like, no, we need to just go ahead and switch this. Like you can get another cup when you move if you want to. Like that's the point. You can get another cup. You can recycle this if you really like. You can. It was just another yes, you can. Yes, you can. You don't have to just do what other people may have said is the most common sense thing to do, because this is what's the most common sense thing to do for you. That doesn't make sense to me. It wasn't making sense to me because I don't support that. I don't support it. So why would I continue to have it? And it definitely, for me, I felt like the vibes I was putting on that cup itself was definitely part of the energy I was drinking in the water and whatnot. And I wasn't drinking as much water. So yeah, and this one keeps the water colder longer. I like that. Um, but yeah, that's all. I had to get more in alignment with myself and actually use that positive thinking and that breathing and just being true to myself to even make small choices like that. It literally is every single choice in life. That's why I chose that for my affirmation today and my appreciation today and my gratitude today. So I will go ahead and do the daily reset with you all. Okay. Nope, 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 nope. I apologize. I've forgotten to pull it up. Oops. I really want to do a weekly reset, but I'm doing my weekly reset. I am starting my weekly reset today. So, okay, I think I'm just going to do it across a few days. I'm not going to have only one day of it because then we will be on here for forever. And I also don't really want to share the whole thing, but I will go ahead and okay. There we go. Okay. All right. So this is the daily reset worksheet. You do your desired tasks and everything. You have a place to put your fitness that you did that day, your meals, the times and things that you had, your meetings. You have some self-care room to put if you had like for me, one of my things that I usually do daily, especially when I'm in a very um supportive environment for myself is I make sure I have tea time every day because it makes me feel nice and cozy and good. And I like to just try different teas and flavors. So tea time is something that usually always goes under my self-care and mindfulness activities. I definitely say make sure you have at least three things that you can do throughout every single day that give you that just a peaceful, beautiful moment of a life that you don't have to account for to anyone. It's not really something you have to explain. This is literally just what you do. It's for you, nobody else, and that's it. I feel like to make sure you have three is really good. I try to have at least five moments. Um, when I'm paying attention, because I will say that I haven't been paying as much attention recently because I've been doing more mindfulness things. But you also have a bottom section where you check if you've set your agenda for the next day, because it is another worksheet. And this actually comes from, I've put it inside a weekly planner because I'm not sure if I want to offer you guys a weekly planner or not, but I do have the original book it came from, which I created. It is a My Life quarterly planner and journal. It literally encompasses this is basically what you go through every single week, every single month, every quarter, and every year. At the top of each one, you basically give a beginning statement. You do any brain dump. Any brain dump that may be happening for that week or quarter or month or year, whichever one you're doing. You do it for your purpose and mindfulness as well. Then there's weekly goals. You also have your week checklist. You have your weekly planner. And then there's the daily worksheets. And then at the end of the week, you have your week time tracker where you actually put in, okay, this is what time I actually did certain things. Whereas the planner, that's where you set your agenda for each day. Like where it asks at the bottom of the worksheet, have you set your agenda for tomorrow? You set it inside this weekly planner so that if plans change that day, or if you decide, oh, I need to actually focus on this instead now that the day started and I see where I'm going, on the daily worksheet, you put what did I do on this day? What actually happened on this day? What items were actually due on this day? As well, what calls and meetings did I have on this day? If you're planning it, it goes here, week planner. If you're doing it and did it, it goes in your agenda, in your daily worksheet. And then at the end of the week, you actually, well, each day, this is how I do it. Each day, as my day is going, I kind of like go through this book. I do it in the morning when I'm like just resetting, kind of right during and after breakfast. I do during lunch when I'm resetting again. And then I do my last reset as I'm wrapping up my work for the day, like my work tasks. That's what I was looking for. So I have 3 different check-in points every single day to make sure that, okay, throughout the day, I actually put down when I woke up, what time I had breakfast, when I started my work, when I took a little break, when I had lunch, when I did my little hobbies or whatever, when I went to go have dinner with a friend or something, and then maybe I went for a walk after at the park, and then I went home, I got ready for bed. It was this time, making sure I have 3 different separate check-in times not only keeps me on track for the day, keeps me making sure I stay on track for the day, I don't get distracted doing other things, and if I did get distracted, it's a check-in point to help me be like, "Okay, let's come back and let's reset because this is actually what our priorities are today." So that's where I do that. I write down every single time that it was happening, the day, and it's a free, like sort of free writing journal. I want people to be able to choose what beginning of the week works for them. I'm realizing that for me, the beginning of the week is like Wednesday, and I take that day off. I usually take it off. It's usually Tuesday or Wednesday, and then my middle of the week is Sunday, and I always take Sunday off. I don't work on Sundays, and if I do something that's work, it's literally just something I'm passionate about and that I like to create. Like if I'm writing poetry or just different things like that, or if I want to do some singing or anything like that, I just count that goes more towards my creative fulfillment in life and just making sure I feel good. It's not work. Like, um, so yes. And then there's this is where you track your daily affirmations and gratitudes. This is your week balance sheet. At the beginning of the month, you have a budget sheet. I don't put one at the beginning of the I did actually put one at the beginning of the week. This one is not the updated version. I apologize. But I'm also not this is not the document that's below in the description. The only document below in the description currently right now for free is the daily worksheet. And with that daily worksheet, you can still create and craft a whole day and everything. But do let me know if you guys want this to be more available. Um, I'm thinking that it wouldn't necessarily be a free resource simply because it is almost a whole outline to this My Life quarterly planner. And the quarterly planner, of course, has year pages at the beginning and the end of the year. It has year pages, it has quarter pages, um, month pages, and week pages, and then your daily worksheets. And then if you just get the version that is only the middle of the year, like it's quarter 2 or 3, comes with the quarter, the months that go inside that quarter, and the weeks that go inside those months. So that's why I'm like, I don't think I would be giving this resource out for free, but I do want to share that it's really a whole process that I use with this daily worksheet. And this planner is where it comes from. So let me know if you guys do want to be able to purchase this weekly planner just to try out on a weekly version instead of maybe going all the way straight to a um quarterly planner, because I know that can feel pretty daunting, especially with how thick it may seem. Uh, but it's very impactful, specifically for me to be able to see, okay, these are the strategies for the quarter. This is the map for my months, and these are the plans for my weeks. This is what I'm able to do for today based off of all of that. It's just helpful for me to see it. And I also, it is currently listed on the website right now, just so you can see that it's there since I've been talking about it. But I am currently looking for a new vendor for the outside cover because I don't really want this spiral binding. I like more of a 3-ring binder that's kind of cloth or leather bound or suede bound for you guys to have with the pockets and everything inside. So I'm still researching, not even researching, I'm still ordering new samples of certain things to make sure it's set. But if you do want to see an item that is finished on the Pampered and Luxe website, you can definitely check out this Get Ready for Change 30-day workbook. It is basically an intense version of this free 30-day challenge. It is where I derived the free 30-day challenge from. I realized after completing this challenge, not only was I like propelled into doing something like this and making sure I actually had a physical notebook. I went and ordered my actual physical notebook to the planner and everything. Um, but it also I realized that, you know what, I'm used to journaling and I actually really love to write, but it may seem and feel like a bit too much for someone who hasn't done that before, for someone who's not in the mode before. So I took this 30-day workbook and I was like, okay, let me create a free 30-day challenge that kind of helps people get into the mode of thinking this way so that you can actually hone in on yourself, figure out what it is you want in life and how to get there, and then go for it. Um, and the free 30-day challenge is all about the habits of that, all about starting to reframe those thoughts. And it's all about embracing the powers that you have inside of you to help you get ready for any change in life, any transformation you make. And then this is really a more of a transformational journey itself. So you can definitely check this out in the description box. The link is down below. It's on the website. There's also like I said, the product for um, the like product page is up as well for this My Life quarterly planner and journal if you'd like to check that out. And then there is another product currently on the website, and it is a 90-day mindfulness coloring book. And that mindfulness coloring book is just something to give you um, opportunity to stay in the habit of journaling while also giving you just sort of something to, if you just need to take your mind out of the world for like 15, 30 minutes sometimes, you can just color, literally just color, look at the little shapes on the page and color. Literally color. Don't even worry about their pages that have free journaling in them. I left them there on purpose because I want you to be able, excuse me, to color around it, even just color in the lines if that's what you need that day. You don't really need to answer a prompt. What you need is just a little bit more time to be out in your brain and from away from the world. That's what it's for. So definitely go to the website. Link is in the description box below. You can get that free daily worksheet. It's in the description box below as well. And our blog posts are currently up where if you have any questions about the 30-day challenge or anything that's just coming up with the 30-day challenge, you can definitely go into the blog and give it a comment, and I'll answer whatever questions are there as soon as I see them. Uh, Anything else for today? I honestly don't think there's anything else for today. We're going to be on day 20 tomorrow. I'm like really giddy and excited. I get to start working on some content for next month as well. So yeah, we're definitely yeah. I'm excited. I'm like ready to do something. So yes, thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. I hope you really got something from this. I hope you understood that different fourth type of analysis as well, because it's really more about just answering the question more in depth, giving more detail to your answer. That's really what it's all about. And honing in on the phrases that touch you and that make sense to you and your brain. So yes, day night.